why don't we just go
You like
around
retired,
and, why don't we go
retired?
around and introduce ourselves and Christine, you want to start?
Yeah, I'm Christine Castles. I'm new to the RTM. We've just been on it for a week. And
Welcome.
first meeting here at the Health and Safety Committee, so thank you.
I'm Olive Hauser, and I've been around for about a year and a half, and I've been on this committee before.
I'm Penny Wilson, and let's see, I'm District 2. I've been on the RTM about a year and a half as well, and yeah, this committee as well, so I wanted to come back.
I'm Mia Handler. I was RTM 6 and now I'm 2 and moved.
Oh.
I know, but
Is that up or down?
I know, I'm public health and safety for life, so. I wrote in, I was like, listen, you put me on that committee. But I've been on it for about 4 years, 4 years. Yeah.
I'm Suzanne Handler, and I was on this committee, and then I changed to Prox and Rec.
So.
But yeah, but I want to go back.
I can't imagine
They're
why.
sisters.
I'm Lois Schneider, District 1. I've been on the RTM forever. Feels like that. I was on education for a long time, and then I've been on this committee since then. And I'm also vice chair of rules. So we can keep mapping.
Finger on the pulse.
Hi, I'm Ted Hawkins, District 6. I'm coming from planning, zoning, and housing, and looking forward to public health and safety.
Colin Kelly, District 1. I've been on public health and safety now about 4 or 5 years, I guess.
Jennifer Woodbury, it's my 3rd year on the RTM and 3rd year on public health and safety.
Laura Mosier, I'm District 5, been on the RTM for about 9 years and public health and safety that entire time.
I'm Virginia Gijon Camaño, new to the RTM, so new to the committee, taking me a spot in District 6. So, nice to be here.
Jim Cameron, been on the RTM for 20 years, been on every committee except education and finance. Been on this committee before, looking forward to come back. And also the program director for TV 79, which is recording tonight's meeting.
I'm Sarah Parent, District 5. This is my 3rd year on the RTM and 3rd year on this committee.
Tom Moore, 24 years on the RTM, chairman of the Board of Ethics, and this is the first time I've been on this committee, so looking forward to this.
Holly Giordano, District 3, and this is my 3rd year at the RTM, and with, is it 3 years already? Public health and safety. It goes fast when you have fun.
I'm Mac Patrick. I'm chairman of District 5, and I've been the past chairman of this committee. And like Tom, I've been on the RTM, I think, for a little over 20 years. Tom and I were neighbors at one time. I think that's what got us on the RTM. We had issues in our neighborhood on Edgerton. So, yeah, so we've got a good committee. Should we just go ahead and move right in?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So, I would like to nominate Mac Patrick to be chairperson. Done.
All right. Well, thank you. I accept. And do we have nominations for vice chair?
Laura.
Second,
Yeah.
I second Laura.
You guys are all too kind. 9 years of being vice chair, you guys sure?
Let's go. All in favor of Laura as vice chair? Okay.
Thank you.
That's unanimous. And now clerk. And Jennifer in the past has been our clerk and has done just a terrific job.
Excellent job.
Amazing
Yeah.
job.
However,
Best minutes ever.
Jennifer was very clear today. She's got some issues with timing, and she's not sure she can make all the meetings, or at least be on.
I'm just gonna not be able to be on time to all the meetings. I think it's gonna make it difficult to, it's hard to record when you're not here.
So the bottom line is we need to replace. So, do we have any nominations for clerk? It's really not that hard to do. I've done it before. Laura's done it. It's really just embellishing a little bit of what the agenda says. You know, less is definitely more.
No volunteers.
I had huge shoes to fill, but Gary's not here, so.
can definitely get help, it's, you know, so. So, all in favor of Sarah for clerk? Okay.
Tell me what to do.
All right. Well, as far as meetings, I think the feeling among all of us who have been on our committee before is that it's good to do them on Monday nights before an RTM meeting, because we're kind of allotted that night anyway for meetings, so it's all right, I'll just continue having them at 7 o'clock. And I'll try to request this room, because you can obviously see how big we are, to try to squeeze in at 213 and so we'll try to get this room, and I'll make sure to get in touch with Jeannie Folds about that. So, and then just as far as the year, I don't, yeah, there he is.
Tell Brian he's clerk.
Yeah.
So what are you doing as clerk, Brian?
The door's back here now. But, hey, Brian, everyone introduce himself, if you just want to introduce yourself real quick.
Sure, I'm Brian Rahill, I'm the chair of District 4, and I've been on PCNH for several years now. And nice to see everyone again.
Good to have you. So, so I think we'll do that. We'll have our meetings at 7 o'clock. I don't know when the first one should be. Probably not until January. And just looking forward, we can certainly look for things to talk about and do. But I don't know of anything pressing right now. We might get involved in the pear tree project, because it is a little bit of a safety issue maybe. So I think that might be something that might come to us when that's a little more definitive what they want to do down there with the beach redevelopment.
Matt,
Yeah,
just
sure.
a question. I thought rules had requested the committees not meet the evening of the RTM, given what had happened in past RTM meetings.
You're right, but I think that's if you're voting on something. If we've got an issue to vote on, we often have a meeting on a different night. I think what's happened is that if there's an issue, because we can't do something in 45 minutes or an hour, we need more time. So what we've done in the past year and before that is we'll meet on another night for something that we're voting on. But if we're just having a regular meeting and going over a few things, we can easily get that done in 45 minutes.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
But your point's well taken about that. You don't want to be working on something and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, it's 5 till the hour we have to leave, and we haven't really hashed out what we're to present to the full RTM in 5 minutes.
Right,
So.
and a resolution has to be amended on the floor.
Right, right.
Well, that's reasonable.
So anything else?
Just a question.
Sure.
What big issues or issues you see coming down? Or,
Well,
those of us that haven't been on the committee.
Yeah, I can't think of anything unless anyone else saying that. I know that there is an issue right now with the redevelopment of Pear Tree Point. The Parks and Recs Committee is probably charged with leading that. But I think that's something that we'll probably get involved with, because it is a kind of a health issue, safety issue. So that may be something that we get involved with. I don't know how long that will be going on till they come to us for money. But that's something I foresee. Last year we spent a lot of time on the plastic bag issue. Thankfully that's in the rearview mirror. But there, sure, Jim.
I was gonna say, I think something that we might keep an eye on is there's gonna be a lot of construction disruption around town
Yeah.
right, when people start breaking ground, and that's gonna create, I think, some safety issues. If you watch Channel 79, you'll see that the police committee is already talking about that. The Board of Selectmen is concerned about that. I've had other people in the community come up to me and say, what are we gonna do when we lose the parking lots, or they close down Ledge Road, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it might be something we keep an eye on.
Sure.
I'm sure the town's gonna be as proactive as they can. But pedestrian safety, people walking to the Rodin Heights train station, it's gonna be a mess for
And we also have that
years.
senior housing coming in. That will be probably in the summer or fall, and then, of course, accessibility to the main part of town is really important to them, so.
Mac, I'd also like to see if we get an update on, I call it those curb cut projects, where the town applied for the grants. Remember, there's the West Avenue, they're gonna expand the lane up there.
Yeah.
Last we heard, I think they were gonna try it for Ledge Road as well. So maybe during the year we get an update on
Sure.
those. Just for
Yeah.
those that haven't been on the committee, you apply for the grant and then it's processed, but it takes, I think, 18 months at least
You know,
to get an answer on it, so.
I remember on our street in Edgerton, it took, well, Laura, maybe like 5 years for them to put,
Yeah.
they, they used to have a blinking light, then they put a bona fide
Yeah.
light there, but working with the state and everything, it took forever.
Oh,
Right.
that was-
But the Ledge Road project is second. If you ever go down Ledge Road and you come to Road Avenue and you wanna make the right, but there's a car in front of you and you have to wait the whole time, that's the second project. The
Yeah.
West Avenue one, up by the gas stations, is ahead of that.
You know,
Is that part of the redevelopment though, or no?
No, it's
separate.
probably
It's
not
a
far
DOT,
enough up.
DOT thing,
Yeah.
Right, it's a DOT grant of some sort.
yeah.
I think they've also talked about changing how when you go down the road and, towards, when you go down the road and you're going down towards the post road, but you're just going over the highway, you know, we have to shift lanes, and they're gonna work,
Yeah.
I think they're gonna work on that too,
Yeah.
with something. So, but all those things are definitely, we should be, keeping on top of that.
I know that the two projects that are certainly in the works and should be taking place soon is the solar panels on the town hall and the generator for town hall and Mather Center. But I'd like to keep an ear to the ground on those two and see how they're going, because the generator in particular is a huge issue when it comes to where people are able to be if there is a crisis or something going on in the town. So using the Mather Center that has great facilities is really something we want to be able to do. So want to keep it here and make sure that that generator is going where it's supposed to.
Well, in the bigger picture too, we talked about the plastic bags, but there's other plastic issues that I
Right.
think might be coming down the pike. Possibly, having a local ordinance about straws, for example.
Mhm.
And I think the bring your own people are still, they're not done with their work.
No.
There's more things that we might be involved with
Right.
there.
And one other issue, if I could raise it on the health side, David Knopf, who's the Director of Health for the town, does a really good job. He's also the chair of the Advisory Committee on Health, which meets irregularly, also on Channel 79, you can watch it
We're
right now.
actually, Jim, I'm on that committee
You are.
along with.
And he led a fabulous session on vaping at the library a couple of weeks ago, which is available on 79. It's actually, we got it airing on the high school station on Channel 78 as well too. That's a major public health issue, and anybody who's got kids or knows people who do is probably gonna be interested in it as well too. So I like David, I think he does a great job.
And not for nothing, but I'd like to make a plug for Darien Human Services. A lot of people don't understand that we have people in need in Darien. We have quite a few people in need of Darien. I used to be the Director of Human Services for the town. And when you were in the front lobby, there's a Christmas tree there with gingerbread men. And that it is things that are very tangible to people in need. And if you have any interest in pulling them off and bringing those gifts to Darien Human Services, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. And if you could tell your districts.
Make an announcement at the.
We should have.
Or the next meeting. in
Yeah, we could do
December.
it because it's like the
Yeah.
beginning of December. I'll ask if we
Yeah.
can't do that, yeah. And also too, just, essentially every holiday, they have a huge amount of need. You wouldn't believe that, I forgot because I've been gone for 3 years, but the percentage of people who are under the poverty level in Darien, you would be astounded. So, we do need to remember that too. And we have a big housing development too. So, there are people in need in Darien.
Okay. Anything else? Going once? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Everyone have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thank you.